This is the National Weather Service office here in Gaylord, Michigan, with your morning hazardous weather briefing for Friday, July 19th of 2013. Well, similar things we're looking for as far as hazardous weather, and this is really all of it is going to be through this evening. First of all, the hot and humid conditions continuing with heat indices well into the 90s and even some lower 100s, and that's going to be for most of northern lower today. Impacts with this excessive heat is the potential for heat exhaustion and heat stroke, so stay plenty hydrated out there again for today. We will have some cooler air coming in tonight into Saturday to relieve the hot conditions out there. Also, and most importantly today, are the thunderstorm threats for northern lower Michigan through this evening. Now, severe weather is certainly possible with these thunderstorms, with the primary threats being damaging winds, large hail, and heavy rainfall. Let's take a look at what's out there on the current weather map. Right now, we did have some showers that moved through eastern upper overnight, and that laid out a little cool outflow boundary that is drifting through northern lower Michigan at this time. The main cold front was still well out to our west, encroaching upon far western Lake Superior down through Minnesota and parts of South Dakota. There were developing showers and thunderstorms along and ahead of this front, and they were moving into northwest Wisconsin. And they will be approaching Lake Michigan by the morning hours. Here's a look at what the synoptic weather map will be this evening. That cold front will be laid out across northern lower Michigan, and as we go through the day, temperatures rising into the 90s for much of northern lower Michigan, and very humid air out there. It's going to result in some fairly unstable conditions, and with this front coming by, this is what's going to lift the air mass and form showers and thunderstorms again, with these possibly being severe, and we will recap that severe threat at the end of this slideshow. Now, this front will move through tonight and into Saturday with high pressure building in. This is going to be quite refreshing to push all that hot and humid air south of us. And then we do have a thunderstorm threat re-emerging as we get into the first parts of the work week. This is mainly going to be for Monday night into or through Wednesday. We'll have fronts around the area with various types of thunderstorm threats. Now here is the severe weather outlook, and this is going to be for today and into tonight. There is a slight chance of severe weather across pretty much all of northern lower Michigan. More specifically, we are looking for the Grand Traverse Bay region to Rogers City and areas southeast of there, which is pretty close to this graphic. Now, breaking down the chance for severe weather, we do see that the greatest threat is the damaging wind threat, and especially as we get closer to the Saginaw Bay region. But also large hail across much of northern lower Michigan is also a threat there, and a very slight chance for some tornadoes out there as well. And again, that is the main headline with the severe storms possible again today. A secondary headline for that cooler and much more refreshing weather for the weekend. Now today, again, hot and humid conditions, temperatures rising well into the upper 80s and even the lower half of the 90s, with heat indices rising into the 90s and even up to maybe the lower half of the 100s for areas near the Saginaw Bay today. And we do have a heat advisory in effect for most of northern lower Michigan. However, the main hazard to be concerned with today are those thunderstorms possible today and into this evening. The best chance is this afternoon, and that's generally again south and east of line from Grand Traverse Bay to Rogers City. The main threats: damaging winds in excess of 60 and 70 miles per hour with large hail, up to an inch in diameter or larger. And there were those additional chances for thunderstorms for Monday night through Wednesday. And that'll wrap up this hazardous weather briefing. Please come back for our next scheduled broadcast at around 5 o'clock this afternoon. Thank you for listening to your National Weather Service here in Gaylord, Michigan.